Okay, so this is going to be a Tarotorial, and the cards we're talking about are the Wheel of Fortune and the World card. And the deck I'm using is Influence of the Angels. So there's a lot of like angelic symbology, as well as some potential spiritual and religious symbology as well. So let's talk a little bit about the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so there's a message here that underlines this card, and I'd like to share it. Acknowledge the things in life that are beyond your control. Accept them as best as you can and move on. Okay, so this is really letting you know that there are some things that are fated and destined to happen. There's some things that you may be experiencing for the purpose of a lesson. And there's always like a grander plan. And some of these things you may or may not have control over, or maybe awareness in the moment. So I just want to highlight that there's 4 angels on this card as you're looking at the wheel. And the angels here all represent the elements, okay? Earth, air, fire, and water. And I just want to highlight that there's also like the north, south, east, and west. So you've got the 4 seasons, you've got the 4 directions, you got the 4 elements, okay? So whatever resonates for you. So let's look at the wheel for a minute. The wheel represents fate, things beyond our control. On the card, the blonde angel, okay, on the top left, blows on the wheel, which will cause it to actually spin. This corresponds to the idea that certain things in life, like the wind, are unforeseen and beyond our personal control, okay? So sometimes the wind is uncontrollable, like uncontrollable events in your life is welcome. Other times it is destructive and unwelcomed force. All right, so then let's talk a little bit about, there are many things in life, like situations, even events, people that you come across or that you experience that cannot be controlled through personal action or influence. And so this is about like realizing what these things are and accepting that in the situation, there might be some powerless energy. And sometimes you're up and sometimes you're down. So enjoy the ups and downs, right? And realize that fortune may once again be in your favor, okay? So it's kind of like appreciating the fact that there are cycles in life, there's cycles in creation. And so, and as well as in nature, like every kingdom has a cycle, you know, even to the point of like a cell creation has a cycle. So just remembering that everything changes, nothing's permanent, nothing is forever. And just like the seasons change, so does the cycles in life. The reverse of this would be feeling a bit unstable, feeling impotent or with no control or influence on or over anything. It also can represent like there's difficult lessons playing out here. This also can represent like the wheel of karma, right? Lessons, as well as sometimes things coming to an end. So just understanding that like some things happen in life and they are beyond your control and they are fated. And the best way to navigate these is to accept them, okay? So this is the Wheel of Fortune. I would say that, you know, it also really talks about like chance, okay, as well as like opportunity, as well as, you know, the fact that there is constant change at play here, okay? So not to get too hung up on like what's happening in the moment, okay? Realize, you know, kind of go with the flow of things, let things play out naturally so that you can be up on the wheel instead of down here, okay? Let's talk a little bit about the World card. I love this card in this deck because you see this beautiful energy around the World card. And for the World card, for me, it really is about like this rebirth process. And the angel being depicted here is, forgive me if I pronounce this incorrectly, but it's Perpetual, so an angel of success, and helps follow our hopes and dreams to accomplish our goals. So the symbolism here in the red dress or garb is a color associated with energy, enthusiasm, and action. There is this like rainbow mandalora. The radiant light surrounding the angel is known kind of like in an almond shape, referring to its like shape, right? In art, the mandalora is used to signify a transcendent, sacred moment. And then there's this yellow circle of light. The circles generally symbolize totality, wholeness, and perfection. It is made of light representing spirit, okay? And the light is yellow, suggesting positive energy of the sun. Because of its shape, it's also signifying the world. And so the landscape and background, when you're looking at some of these cards, you know, I want you to kind of see, like, this is grounded energy, right? Pretty much, right? We're looking at a ground here. It's pretty flat. And up here, we're looking at clouds, okay? So when you're looking at tarot cards, pay attention to what's in the background, because it does help you understand what's really being conveyed here. So let's talk a little bit about this landscape. So it's kind of the same setting as in the Fool card, but this conveys movement and time, okay, as well as completion. We begin with nothing, which is the Fool card, which is 0, and we finish with things coming together full circle, okay? So representing the circle and representing the circle. So we are again at the beginning, but we are not the same as when we first began, okay? So when you're looking at the Wheel of Fortune, like, something's playing out here, right? There's some sort of lesson that's playing out here. And when this is completed, it's also kind of being represented the same in the world, where, like, things have transpired and things have come full circle, okay? So let's talk a little bit about some of these meanings here. We have accomplishment, we have successful completion of a project or endeavor. Things have all come together and worked out well. So there's some sort of conclusion to something, a successful journey, the end of a journey, fulfillment, wholeness, thriving, becoming engaged and involved with the world, reaching a level of expertise and competence. This could actually be specific to, like, an education or a training. And then I would say that it's about using what you've learned and applying it to real world situations that may be qualified, where you could help someone in some way. And this is also, like, ready to move to the next level because of the expertise gained. And so in reverse or in a shadow meaning, this really talks about like really goal and oriented, right? And forgetting to appreciate the journey or the process, like anxious for the next thing, like just kind of not going with the flow, and kind of understanding that, like, certain things need to play out and to trust the process. This would be kind of like fighting that process, okay? So the message here is, as you reach the end, you can now begin, which I love, okay? So this is the Tarotorial message for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want to see more of this kind of content, like and share. Thank you.